Alrighty, guys, we finally have the first look at season 9, season of the banner. The season is dropping July 29th, right at the tail end of the month. They go on to state that season 9, season of the banner, launches with the full release of Capture the Flag, a PvP game mode that pits teams against each other in fast-paced, objective-driven battles. Work together to control the battle, secure the flag, and earn rewards. This mode builds on the PvP focus and enhancements of past seasons, bringing fresh competition to a tournament. In addition to Capture the Flag, players can expect balance changes, performance improvements, and expanded seasonal progression as part of New World of Tournament's ongoing commitment to improving core gameplay. Here's everything coming in season 9. So yes, we got the Capture the Flag PvP mode and the community named maps. We got the Frozen Pass and Forbidden City, and it will be in that rotation, that hourly rotation, that is. And then the new 3v3 arena map, the Verdant Court. So we'll have 3 arena maps in rotation. Pretty cool. And then one update that was actually kind of surprising, I did not expect this, a free-for-all update, anti-grouping curse. Stay too close to other players in free-for-all, you'll start accumulating a debuff that reduces outgoing damage and increases damage taken. Kill to reduce stacks, die to reset. I want to see how this plays out. I like the sounds of it, but it may not work as intended. They did state in the dev video that if it isn't enough as far as the reduced damage and the increased damage taken, they are able to increase that. So throughout the season, like I said, if it's not meeting those standards, we'll have to see how it plays out. The reward improvements, faster chests, interactions, increased doubloon drops, and max gear score on doubloon shop items were increased, and the spread was narrowed, lowering minimum gear score. So we've got the season 9 artifacts, new and reworked artifacts to join the hunt. The Plagued Herald helmet. In the dev video, they talked about this helmet, the Plague Herald, that is going to provide a lot of anti-heal. Now, with the current meta, there are a lot of life staffs and a lot of healing. So even with the current system of anti-heal, it sometimes doesn't seem enough. Now, will this helmet help mitigate and actually add to and make it so you can really build around a full anti-heal build? Like I said, we'll have to see. They did indeed add the Yeaterson Warhammer and Crescent Wave Greatsword as artifacts. This was actually one of my major criticisms in season 7 when I said these Conqueror items, they should have made these artifacts. And would you look at that, guys? We're gonna be getting Yeaterson and Crescent Wave, 2 fan favorites, definitely probably the most 2 popular Conqueror weapons from the season 7 seasonal server. So I'm definitely looking forward to putting a build together around Yeaterson, especially, you know, Warhammer is one of my favorite weapons in the game, as well as Crescent Wave. Definitely a lot of potential there. And then Vengeance is getting a rework, as well as the Grey Wizard's hat and the Creed boots. I was actually talking about this on stream. I think it was a week or 2 ago. Yeah, chatter was you know, in my stream asking me about the Creed boots, and I was saying I wanted to make a build around them, but it got to the point where it's just not worth it. The artifact isn't viable enough to make a build around. So I'm very interested on what this rework will look like. I can't wait for the patch notes, because I think that is where we're gonna see a lot of juicy details and what we are in for season 9. I really hope that these changes, you know, to these artifacts are good. That Grey Wizard's hat is pretty interesting. I like that they're doing reworks to these older artifacts. I kind of wish they would have gone with something like the Freedom Pants, you know, some of these older artifacts from like season 3, you know. And then one thing that they talked about in the dev video is a buff to the Flail. Check this out.
But now we've introduced something where actually we're buffing it in the cases where you don't pair it with a life staff, for example. If you don't pair it with a life staff, it's actually going to do 15% more healing. And if you don't pair it with heavy armor, it'll also do an additional 15%. So, nice. Yeah. And then on the damage side, if you don't pair it with a shield, it will do 15% more damage.
What do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comments below. Oh man, that was also not on my bingo card. A Flail buff and sort of, you know, rework to really show the weapon some love. I'm very excited for, you know, season 9. I know it's going to be a bit of a kind of, you know, a filler season, but there are a lot of, you know, nice additions coming. And of course, we've got the seasonal event, Summer Medley Fair, as well as World Boss events, the Admiral Black Powder from August 5th through the 11th, Empress Zhao from September 9th through the 15th, and then the Mammoth from October 7th through the 13th. Now, that lines up in that October window. I wonder if that's going to be when season 10 rolls around. We'll have to see. But we also have, you know, boost events. And then, of course, we have a new Outpost Rush Map preview event. Now, they only, you know, just informed us about this, that we will be seeing a preview event, but it won't be at the start of season 9. So it's looking like it'll be towards the end of season 9, which is kind of unfortunate. Would have been nice to see that, you know, a little bit sooner. But of course, we will probably get to know more about the OPR map a couple weeks into season 9, you know, maybe halfway through. So of course, store updates, new skins, cosmetics, all that good stuff. And then seasonal server update. Seasonal servers will not return in season 9 and are not planned for future seasons. That's huge news. I think they took the feedback, you know, from these seasonal servers and just saw that it was not viable to split up the player base like it was doing. It was a really cool concept. And, you know, again, you got to hand it to AGS for, you know, trying something new, you know, taking that risk and being like, let's try this out. If it doesn't work, that's fine. We'll scrap it and move forward. And now we've got the living roadmap from the July 2025 update. Everything coming in season 9, season of the banner. We got, you know, capture the flag mode, CTF map 1, the frozen pass, the map 2. We got the arena map, verdant court, and then the OPR map 3 preview, and then 2 new world bosses, combat PvP updates, artifacts, perks, and seasonal events. Now they say perks. I'm guessing we're getting some new, you know, new perks coming in season 9. That's really nice. I'm excited to see those patch notes, man. Now in development, they give us a sneak peek for season 10. We got a new zone, new raid, procedural expeditions with extraction. Now they touched on this in the dev video, and one thing that really stood out to me is the way that they were talking about expeditions and how it's been slowing them down as far as the development process on making new expeditions, because they are building them from the ground up every time. But with these procedural expeditions, they are able to develop them faster, and it'll every time you go in to that expedition, it will be completely different each time, which will make the game feel refreshed. I think this will be a great addition to the game. I really wish they would have went with this from the jump. But like I said, it's a great step in the right direction to continue to improve the game and not just throw up your hands and give up. In-game progression systems overhaul, next gen Umbral, so Umbral system coming back. The set bonuses is going to be in season 10, not season 9. I thought it was going to be in season 9. Turns out to be in season 10. attributes saved with gear sets will be in season 10. Let's go, dude. This is gonna be a great change now for all the homies, you know, making builds just like I am. You guys will be able to save those attributes to the gear sets as a phenomenal change, and then of course a customizable HUD. But one thing that is very interesting is what's this and beyond, and now it says new weapon, raid difficulties, new PvP mode, zone up level, which has been talked about. That's going to be reek water, new heart runes, end game reputation systems, pickup wars, and crafting global storage. If the new weapon is not going to be in season 10, that kind of bums me out because it was looking, you know, that way. With a new zone, new raid, you know, that was going to be sort of included in that update. If you made it this far in the video, be sure to drop a like, and if you enjoyed, consider subscribing. We are on our way to 2,000 subs here on the channel, guys. We've been killing it with the support lately. I can't thank y'all enough, and as always, guys, I'll catch y'all in the next one.